Okay, I'm back. So, we get a shot of a pretty cloud before hearing a voiceover from a Japanese pilot. A character we never saw before, and I don't think we see ever again, so I don't know why he has a line. All of the soldiers get to do their weird slow-mo run, and off they go. Then the harbor navy people get the signal of the planes, and they call one guy, and another guy calls that guy, and that guy calls Ackwards' character. And he calls the Japanese embassy to stop talking to the Japanese government. But if you know the history of the real event, you know they're not gonna. And the planes fly over Denny and Raph, waking them up, thinking that it's a flying drill. Again, if you're a historian, you know that shit hits the fan real quick. So the ships are being attacked, our main leads are being attacked, plus a random camera guy, and chaos happens. And the rest of the sequence gets even more crazy. Being a Michael Bay film, there's a shit ton of explosions, and people run around like they have to poop. Then Nursley watches in horror and tells her gal pals to head to the hospital. The stuttering guy tries to warn his friends about the attack, but he can't get the words out, and they're being dicks. Until the Japanese opens fire on them, and they stop being dicks. Anyway, there's planes firing, explosions happening, and more explosions happens. We see a guy holding a toothbrush for some reason, and the cook finds the dying captain of the ship. And the captain wants the cook to tell everybody to get to their stations. But the cook tells him everyone is doing what they're supposed to do, and he trained them well. I'll admit, this was a good scene of this mentor-mentee thing, with good acting involved. But this begs the question, why isn't the cook guy the main character? He seems to be more interesting than the three people we've been following, and he doesn't even have a lot of screen time. And there's also extra characters running around. But the thing is, the makers of this movie want you to care about these characters, but I don't, because I don't know them. And I don't know them because they don't have enough screen time. Maybe they should have gotten more screen time. Meanwhile, enemy planes fire on civilians, nurses, and on the US pilots. Until these two assholes finally show up. So, more explosion happens, running happens, shooting happens, and a lot of people yell at each other. While that stuff goes on, the cook guy fires some planes, the medical people put the patients near the wall so the planes don't shoot at them, and Raph and Dan go inside the plane building. General Zod guy hides like a pussy, while Dan calls the other plane guy.
Danny, what the hell's that noise? You guys doing soccer practice or something? I think World War II just started!
Wow, you must be psychic or something. Yet another fucking explosion happens, and Dan and Raph leave the building to get to this mechanical place in the car or some shit. Japanese planes chases our heroes, opens fires on them, and somehow only hits the car windows. Some guy tells FDR about the attack, and he's pissed. The nurses help more patients. Raph, Dan, and other people I don't give a shit about show up to the other plane building. They're shooting, yelling, and shooting. Everyone is running to their planes, but some are killed, including the camera guy. Oh no, not that guy I don't know. So Raph and Danny finally go to their planes. More shit blows up, and they fly to fight enemy planes. So there's a lot of flying and so much more shooting. Neither of our main leads can shake off the enemy planes, so they decide to play chicken, like they did earlier in the movie, just to make those planes fly into one another. Alright, I'll admit, that was a cool moment. The other army guys go to a tower and help South Raph by shooting down a Japanese plane, and the pilots head to the ships. So Dan and Raph fly to take down more enemy planes. So there's planes, fires is on enemy planes. God, I need another beer. And Dan takes down a plane. Raph and Dan shoot more planes down until they go boom. Losing the element of surprise, and with some of their planes down, the Japanese retreat. Danny slow-mos out of his plane before one guy asked who taught him how to fly. Dan says Ralph did, just before his own awkward slow-mo pose. I know Bay was trying to make things look cool, but all I'm thinking is, people actually died in this town. I am missing a section of this movie. I guess by deleting it by mistake in one of my nights of getting fucked up by beer. But I guess that's not important because I want to move on. Raph and Dan go to the hospital to see Nurse Elephant do a sexy pose while tired. Guys, this was a real event. I don't want to be turned on by anyone. So why the fuck do you want me to get a boner at a time like this, Michael Bay? Nurse Lady tells the two fucks patients need blood, and there's an awkward moment of the two men giving Nurse Lady loving looks, which makes this love triangle even weirder than it already is. Later, Dan and Raph try to help getting the sailors out of the ships, but they drown. FDR gives his famous Live in Infamy speech, yada yada, everybody looks sad and traumatized, yada yada, and America enters the war. This is a DVD I'm using, and since this is a long-ass movie, I have to change the fucking disc. The early days of DVDs, am I right? FDR talks to cabin people about not walking anymore to make a point of Americans bouncing back from defeat. One Navy officer says they can't find a way to attack the Japanese, and FDR struggles to get up to prove another point, and this leads to his line.
Do not tell me it can't be done.
Yeah. This gives me another Patriot boner. I don't know if that happened or not, but I don't care. This is the first time this movie got me excited for something. FDR is chillaxing until the officers introduce him to a sub-commander.
They don't have time for bullshit, and neither do I. Fire away, gentlemen.
Oh yeah. That's a great line. But I can't enjoy this too much, because I know FDR and his cabinet people are not the main characters, and we have to go back to them, and I really don't want to. At the funeral for everyone, the stuttering guy cries over the lady he proposed to. Oh yeah, I forgot she was killed in the attack. That's how much I care about the other characters. Some guy tells Raph and Danny, Baldwin's character from earlier, want to see them, and he was promoted. Good for him. Later, Nurse Lady sees Raph, asking if he's seen Danny, and I don't know what he says because I didn't pay attention. But I paid attention to the fact that she came to talk to Raph, and she wants him to understand things. She says to Raph that he's acting like she never loved him, and he says that loving her kept him alive, and then he storms off like a little bitch boy. Outside, Raph tells Boring Lady he promises God he wouldn't ask for anything if he lives to see her one more time, and I really hate this corny dialogue. Then Evelyn tells Raph she is pregnant. I knew it! Nurse Lady doesn't want to tell Danny while he's going on a mission, and so now Raph has to think about this stuff while he's on the same mission. Then the two leads see the Catnam guy and tells him about a mission to fly to Japan. Both men volunteer for the mission after they're being briefed on this Japan thing. Okay, a lot of shit happens, but I don't want to talk about all of it because I'm feeling tipsy, so I'll just go over the highlights. The men get ready for the mission, Catnam guy says some cliche stuff, and the pilots fly in their planes. In Japan, everyone bombs weapon factories. Japanese get mad and shoot at the planes, and some crashes later in the day from not having enough fuels in the plane. Raph and company go out of their planes to shoot at Japanese soldiers. Pew 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 pew. Rafe attempts and injure Danny before getting hit in the head by an enemy soldier. Ow, I don't even like the guy, but that looked painful. Raph shoots enemy soldiers. Danny stops soldiers from shooting Raph just to get shot himself. And one of their friends throws a grenade at the Japanese soldiers. And this gives me yet a third Patriot boner. Raph holds a wounded Danny and pleads to him not to die because he is going to be a father. It doesn't help because he's now deader than cat shit. That's convenient. Well, at least you get to be with Nurse Lady now. Oh, and they freed some prisoners or something. I didn't pay attention. Everyone is sad about Danny's death, and the movie cuts to a voiceover montage about everyone getting medals. A few years pass, and Nurse and Ralph, whatever the fuck his name is, raises Danny's son named Danny. That has to be a weird situation to raise your dead friend's son and to call him by the same name. I wonder how they'll explain it to him when he grows up. Raph takes little Dan to his plane and flies around in it, and the movie ends almost the way it began. This movie just sucks my ass. The fact that the Pearl Harbor attack was a backdrop to a stupid love story with people who never really lived feels very cheap and disrespectful. And what also annoys me is that there are historical figures in this movie, and there were people in real life who were stationed in Pearl Harbor, so why the fuck wasn't this movie about any of them? It's melodramatic and over the top as fuck. It treats the attack like a blockbuster popcorn movie. Instead of an intense event, we should be just as on edge as the people fighting in the war. The characters are boring, walking cliche assholes, and most of the movie is just boring. And why the fuck was this 3 hours long? Alright, I don't want to talk about this movie anymore, so I'm gonna finish my 5 beers and take a shit. See you later.